Howdy ho! Welcome to the shop. In this video I'm gonna talk a bit about inexpensive tools and inexpensive ways you can get around with things when you're building, maybe you're building your first guitar out of a cigar box or a whatever box. And you don't necessarily want to spend all that much money on high-end tools and whatever, and you just want to build something out of nothing and make it as cheap as possible. So of course there are some tools you kind of need, but there are also a lot of inexpensive tools and inexpensive ways you can get around with things to help you build your guitar. In this video I've collected 6 things, well actually 5 things and 1 extra to help you build your guitar, and I hope you get something out of this. So stick around and let's get to it. The first thing on the list is this guy. It's a laser level. I bought it from Lidl. I think it cost €9. And what I use it for is figuring out the center line of the boxes and the necks. Well, in like a cigar box, you don't necessarily need it because the edges are 90 degrees, so you can quite easily calculate it. But if you have a box that is not square shaped, it can be really tricky to figure out where you want the neck to stick out from the box, and this will help you to figure out where you want to do it. Or if you have like a metal box like this that doesn't really have like a straight edge, it's more like a rounded one, so it can be quite tricky to figure out where the center actually is because it's not perfectly 90 degrees. Or if you have a box like this thing comes really handy when you try to figure this stuff out. And it also can give you the straight line for your neck. Just put one mark in the middle here, in the end of the neck, and one on the other side of the neck, and you get the straight line that is perfectly in the middle of your neck. It's one of my favorite tools you can use. You don't have to break the bank to get it. €110 and really handy. Really handy. Okay, the next tools I use quite a lot are these scrapers. They also cost you pretty much nothing, but they are really effective if you want to make quick progress taking out the excess. These things are really good for that. And of course you can do it with sandpaper or like a rasp, but the rasps are more like if you want to take a lot quickly. They are good for that, but if you want to shape things, not necessarily rough out like a crazy person, then these things are really worth their money. Of course they need to be sharpened every now and then, but still worth every penny. Doink. Okay, the next thing to cut down your costs when you're building a guitar is, I've heard someone say that you need all kinds of sandpapers and to make a good finish, but what I've learned is pretty much all you need is one paper for roughing, one for semi-finishing, and one for the actual finish. And what I use something like maybe P80, 80 grit, maybe a 120 for roughing, 400 for semi-roughing, and steel wool for the finish. And that is all you need. You don't have to go to the shop and buy every sort of sandpaper you can find to make a good finish. That is just that's a salesman pitch for the guy who sells sandpaper. All you need is one for roughing, one for semi-finishing, one for the actual finish, and that's it. Now the next thing, if you want to use a fixed bridge like this one, is to have this triangle ruler. And what it's for is it helps you to align the bridge perfectly according to the box. You can use the extremely handy laser level while you do it, but you know what I mean, so that your bridge doesn't end up like this. You can get it straight. It has like the angle markers and everything. Really, really handy and doesn't cost you anything. Now the next thing is the jigs and stuff you can make yourself out of scrap wood. For example, this is like a neck holder that I made. You can use it when you're maintaining your guitars, you know, whatever you're doing, like this. Or you can put it like that. Really handy. You can buy these kind of things from the shop, but they will cost a lot more than when you're just building it yourself. It's so simple tool that why not make it yourself? It's really that not too hard to make yourself. Really handy. So, and the next one I've made, you may think that this is just like a piece of scrap, but what it is actually, that it has like a small, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like a small contour in here. And what I use it for is I put sandpaper around it and file the frets. And you can make it using like these really cheap files, round file, and have a small piece of scrap wood and put around edge of it, and you can file your frets. One thing you can make for yourself are these fret rulers. What they do is just put it on the neck and you can draw down the frets where they should to go. You can find the calculator from the internet. I think it was from STewmac. I'll link it down in the description where you can find the fret calculator. Now if you want to make more than one guitar, I highly recommend you to make yourself these ones, because you can buy just a paper template and use it once and that's it. But it will take you 15 minutes to make one, and you have a fret ruler for life. These guys, the soldering irons. And this is not like a how to save money kind of tip. This is more like how to save your mental health kind of tip. This thing, it cost me 65 euros. And this is I think it was 10 euros. And the difference between these two is that this cheap one, it kind of like heats the outer layer where you put in the tip, and then the heat transfers to the tip. And this one has like a shaft like this inside of it, and the heat transfers straight into the tip, which makes it much more efficient, and the temperature doesn't change a lot. You put the dial in the temperature you want and it will stay there and it will be great. One thing I think is the most frustrating thing I've ever done with guitars is the soldering, because I was using a cheap soldering iron. I highly recommend you to buy a decent one with a heating, like a rod in it. I had one. It cost me, I think it was 50 euros, but it was also an iron like this where you screw in the tip, and the temperature was always like floating around. It was never like consistent hot temperature, and it really gave me a lot of headaches. At first it would just, it worked fine, and the next second it doesn't heat up anything. It was really frustrating. But with this one, it goes straight into the tip, and the tip will always be the temperature you dial it in. I really highly recommend you to get yourself a good soldering iron. If you want to keep your head sane, these ones are much better than these ones. They can cost pretty much the same money than an expensive soldering iron with the tip screwed in it. Put it down in the comments below what kind of tools you use, what tricks and tips, and we can all learn from each other. And I'll see you later. Okay, bye.